Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back, and as always I am LL, and today I will be sharing you 5 essential tips and tricks to save up money on trades and on exchanges, and these will amount to actually quite significant amount of money down the line if you keep repeating these methods, so make sure you're gonna be staying till the end of the video. So the first thing is a technique called dusting, and dusting is something that is available on set amount of exchanges such as BitMax, Huobi, Binance, KuCoin, and Gate. And essentially it is a method that is usually available once a day. Some have different settings and rules in terms of that, but it basically allows you to dust your very small sums and crypto in your wallet into the native currency of that exchange. And usually these exchange tokens tend to be pretty good investments, as we have seen with the Binance Smart Chain. And I have done this dusting since, like, I don't know, 2018. Every time I had some very low funds in some obscure altcoin, I would deposit them into Binance and I would just dust them, because usually when you have very low sums, there's always some type of a minimum until you can trade those monies, and sometimes there's minimum or maximum what you can dust. In Binance, this is very simple. You go into your fiat and spot account and you click convert to BNB. And this will basically give you some small amounts of money that you basically have on your account. Let's say I have Dodo here, I have USDT, and I have DAI, and basically I will be converting these into BNB, and there will be a small fee attached to this by just doing this, transferring all the currencies into BNB. And usually this is very good for the long term, because you can't trade them, and then there's going to be withdrawal fees, there's going to be obviously trading fees, so it's going to be just much more cheaper for you to actually convert them straight to BNB, especially if you have no intention to acquiring them more. On KuCoin, you have the exact same possibility here when you go into, I believe, the main account, or is it here on the trading account? Might be actually the trading account. And here you should be able to see somewhere to convert to KCS. And this will basically, anything you have very low amount here, for example, we have very low amounts of ANQ and USDT. I'm going to be converting these into KCS. And also Gate has this Gate has this feature as well, and actually like a lot of coins here as well, which I can actually dust. But it's something that I really recommend doing, because exchange tokens tend to be something that, you know, stay around in the competition for a very long time. And I think the Gate one actually allows you to dust quite a lot of, many times, I think once per 6 hours. But let's move into actually another trick, which goes back into, let's go into Binance here. So when you're going to be delving with certain types of currencies, let's say USDT, which is probably the most popular example of this, there are many ways to actually withdraw it on different chain. So you have to utilize different chains when you're going to be withdrawing money. So let's say I would want to withdraw $20 worth of USDT, and I would want to have it on my Ethereum account. The actual fee itself is going to be 20 USD to get it into my Ethereum account. But if I want to actually withdraw it to Tron, it is going to be only 1 USDT fee. So when you're going to be withdrawing into chains like Tron or EOS, for instance, it is going to be considerably cheaper to do that. So as you can see, Binance Smart Chain also has only 0.8 USDT fee, and Binance Chain itself has only 1 USDT fee. So make sure when you have currencies like Bitcoin, for instance, Ethereum, or stable coins in general, there's always, in some exchanges at least, ways to withdraw it in to another chain where it's going to be much more cheaper to trade and much more cheaper to send and much faster to send. Ethereum and Bitcoin are historically very slow chains, so if you need the money really, really fast, you might want to actually withdraw them into another chain, which might make you save a lot more money, or at least make you faster transfers at least. Next up, we have aggregation. So when you are trading within DEXs, let's say in any chain in particular, there are these aggregator services, which will basically watch through multiple different currencies and, multiple different exchanges in the actual ecosystem and will find you the best currency available. So if I want to trade $10 worth of BCCX, it will find me the best price possible on the actual exchanges. As you can see here on below, the best price is actually on Pancake. But sometimes it's not best price on Pancake Swap. It might be on Burger Swap or Bakery Swap or Thug Swap. So basically, aggregators are a really good way to find the best possible price on the actual trade. Now, understand this, when transactions are being routed sometimes through multiple exchanges, it might actually cost more you in gas fees. So make sure you are going to be aware of that, especially on Ethereum. It might be a lot more expensive to use an aggregator than the trade itself, unless you're going to be trading a considerable amount of money, let's say above 4 digits. In Binance Smart Chain, for instance, it's not going to be mattering so much here in BCEX. But in 1inch, for instance, right now, which by the way is going to be on Binance Smart Chain soon, is going to be costing you a bit to find the maximum return versus the lowest gas cost. But these are at least good utilities and ways to find you the best price possible across multiple exchanges when you're going to be moving big funds. And who knows, when you're watching this video, the gas fees might be quite low anyway, so it doesn't matter that much. Now, and then there's lastly a third aggregator, which is called Swapspace, and this is not actually a DEX. It is from multiple different currencies like Yearn Finance, Bitcoin Cash, XRP. And let's say I want to trade XRP into Ethereum. I can view the offers to different swapping websites, ChangeNow, SimpleSwap, Changely, ChangeHero. This is basically an aggregator for these types of centralized swapping websites, which underneath actually use exchanges to move funds. But this is definitely something also great of a service, which I've done an individual video on in case you're interested. So yes, definitely something to look into if you're looking into trading Bitcoin into another currency from outside of its normal chain. There's a lot of different tokens and coins available here. Quite a different, over 100 probably, maybe 200 here. Very long list, so something to look into. Now, as a fourth thing, I want to talk about Uniswap, and this also applies in the Binance Smart Chain. It also applies to one chain, pretty much any chain where there is an actual wrapped token. So native coin is never an actual ERC20 token. It is the asset, the native asset, and that is why the wrapped Ethereum, for example, exists, and why wrapped BNB exists, or wrapped Huobi token, or etc. And when I trade, let's say I want to trade my DAI back into Ethereum, and I'm going to be clicking swap and confirming the swap, it will obviously give us the gas price. Now, this is going to be 0018 as of right now, and gas is going to be 126. So around $30.08. But if we're going to be choosing to actually trade it into WETH, which is wrapped Ethereum, the price is going to be lower. And this also applies to every other Ethereum-based exchange, or any exchange basically which has, any chain possible. Because every time you're going to be trading DAI into Ethereum, for example, it will wrap the token underneath, which means that it will be using a lot more gas. But when I will be directly transferring DAI into wrapped Ethereum, the transaction cost is going to be lower. So as you can see, a minute ago it was $30, but if you're going to be wrapping into wrapped Ethereum, it is going to be $21, so considerable. We're talking about 30% cost. And obviously people are saying, well, I need to actually unwrap the Ethereum. And that is very correct. And even with the unwrapping, you can set up a lower GUI, because with Uniswap, there is obviously a timed window when the trade can happen. So afterwards, when you want unwrapping, you can actually unwrap it on a lower cost. And secondly, if you're going to be doing multiple trades into Ethereum, you can just unwrap everything with just one transaction on the Ethereum blockchain, hence cutting down the costs quite a lot. And I wish you actually knew this trick a lot earlier, but this is what I've been using to tackle down a lot of the costs on Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain and any other chain that uses the wrap token model. This is always going to be a more gas efficient trick. Now, as the very last thing I'm going to be covering here is kind of leaning towards the second point we were talking about, which is, doing the other chains. Now, let's say I have USDT on Tron chain, but I want to actually deposit into an exchange which only supports ERC20s. Now, in a place like BC Game, this is just a one casino. There are multiple casino sites, other exchanges which can do this. But basically, I can deposit my funds here on Ethereum chain and then withdraw them on Tron chain. And this can, like, maybe, there are certain anecdotal cases. Let's actually go to KuCoin, for instance. I want to make sure, because I know there are a lot of exchanges out there which are going to be only accepting certain chain of Tether available here. So yeah, for example, here we have ERC20, we have TRC20, we have EOS, we have Algorand. But for example, that EOS and Algorand were not available on Binance when we looked at it just a minute ago. So actually what we can do is we can deposit the money on Algorand or EOS chain on here, save on the gas cost, and then withdraw it from in TRC20, for example, into Binance, for instance. And this is obviously very anecdotal, and maybe there's certain reasons people want to go through these hoops and loops, but it can save you actually some money in certain cases. You want to compare withdrawal costs, deposit cost, and everything that might be different among exchanges or casinos, and you can move the money a lot more smoother here through different loops and hoops if you know what place is going to be offering what type of deposits and withdrawals. So I thought I would be mentioning this at here because it can be quite useful for some people. But that is pretty much my rundown of 5 essential tips and tricks to save up money on trading and withdrawals. Hopefully you find this video useful and informational. I will be seeing you guys on the next video whenever it may be. Make sure to like and subscribe for more stuff. Cheers.